Hello everyone, Kireth here, welcome to another GT Sport video. And in this video I'm going to show you something that I've never ever done before in any race, whether it's on GT Sport, iRacing, ACC, never done it before. But there was a penalty in this race and I just felt like I had to do it. So we'll have a look at that, but also in this race we're going to have a look at this race from two perspectives. From me starting on pole, but also the Greek driver Kireth, you might have seen before in GT Sport. Here he is. He's had about 70,000 DR in the game, so he's a very, very fast driver. Can appear in the higher splits. And what I want to show you from these two perspectives is the importance of qualifying in daily races on GT Sport if you want to improve your DR. Just a few positions up the road can really maximise your chances of picking up DR, in my opinion. And Monza is a perfect example to show this because of the chaos that does ensue. So we're picking up at the front of the grid with myself, followed by Harley X1, Harley 11, who's in the RCZ. Kireth and myself were in the Veyron, which is the qualifying car of choice, although I feel like in this race, this week, Daily Race B, actually the RCZ seems to have an edge in the race. So if you're looking for a car for the race, do think about the RCZ. You can see here that Harley 11 has closed up quite significantly as we go through single file. Behind looks as though it's all relatively smooth, some penalties actually behind there. Kireth's in third place. Elvis has got a penalty, but not too bad. Kireth's not in a bad position there in third place. Very fast driver. At the front of the grid, you can see now Harley is really closed up in the RCZ. Either finding time on the Veyron or just a faster driver than me, more than likely. But either which way, he's caught up and he doesn't go for the overtake there. He goes for a bump draft, which obviously I'm going to be very happy about, but it's a very sensible move, I think, at this stage of a daily race B. If you're in a pair at the front, try and gap the pack behind, let them fight, and then we can go for the death near the end of the race. Let's see what's going on with Kireth. I think he's in quite a good position here. He's in third place, and both the Frenchman and the Bulgarian have a penalty. So by the time it comes around to the infill straight next lap, he should be able to jump both of them. But you can see here the Frenchman's gone through, so is the Bulgarian. Okay, but it doesn't make too much difference. He's in fifth place, but they've got to take a penalty. They might fight some more, pick up some greater penalties. He's not in a bad position there, I think. At the front of the race, the RCZ Harley going for the inside. He's still kind of loitering. Will he go for it on the brakes? Let's have a look. Yes, he does. I'm not going to fight it. Don't want to lose time. Let him go through. Meanwhile, behind, okay, it's all kicked off. There's definitely going to be penalties here because there's so much contact. Bulgarian with a 6 second and Kireth has got a 4 second penalty. Let's have a look with the action replay what happened. Yeah, 3 cars wide there is not going to work out without a penalty. So from being in a strong position, I'd say Kireth is not in a great position now because he's got a 4 second penalty. And we have a saying in the KRT community, which is you become a chip. Which is once you start accruing these penalties, you're like a chip in a flock of seagulls for the cars behind that are just going to swallow you up. And this is my point about qualifying. Kireth is obviously a very fast driver. He's a faster driver than me. I've never got anywhere near 70k DR. I've only just about hit 60. But he's starting a few positions lower down the grid, and look what's happened. There's going to be cars flying past now. So there's obviously hundreds of different reasons why we might have spent different amount of time qualifying for this race. I'm just going to look up the inside, bit of contact there, bit of a late defensive move. But ultimately my point is this: if you start lower down the grid, you really, really hurt your chances of picking up DR. So if you want to pick up DR, you want to get up to the next boundary, whether that's getting a B driver, becoming an A driver, becoming A+. For me, the best thing you can do is spend as much time qualifying as you can. I've definitely spent more time qualifying for this race than racing this race, if that makes sense. And with that bit of extra time, we were able to get lucky, to be honest, but also grind away at the quality time and start on pole. And it's like night and day, isn't it? At the front here, very civilised. Are we going to go for a move here? I think so. But we didn't win out on the brakes last time. Let's see what's going to happen here. Now I think Harley 11, he backs out this time. Fair enough. All very civilised at the front. Meanwhile, in Kireth land, He looks like he's backed out, but again, there's lots of cars getting involved here. There's contact already. It's your classic Turn 1 Monza in the midfield. That's all the way from, what, 6th to 13th? That's a lot of cars to fit the track there. Only one penalty, which is a good thing, I guess. I was expecting more. Got 2 Greek drivers following a Turkish driver. Let's hope there's not going to be some sort of international incident. There's actually one Greek driver brakes very late. It's going to hit the Turkish driver and cause a bit of chaos as he rejoins. That Greek driver picks up a 2-second penalty. And yeah, it's all there's penalties aplenty already. I'm sure there's going to be more because there's just too many cars to get around the track without making contact with each other. And the penalty system does seem to be very sensitive at the moment. There's more contact there. Perhaps he's drifting around that corner. It's Greek on Greek, blue on blue. And reunited with the Bulgarian driver, who has number 1 in this car, so might have the highest DR in this lobby actually. But you can see, again, coming back to the front of the race, we're doing our thing. There's a 5-second gap to the guys behind. We're not 5 seconds quicker. It's just the circumstances of being able to work together, keeping our heads on, and not being in the chaos of the midfield. So, yeah, I've made the point. If you're looking to increase your DR, my number 1 tip, and I've done videos on this in the past, with various tips you can check out on the channel if you want. Do also feel free to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video. But yeah, qualifying in daily race is just so important. Really important. Right, are we going to go for a move here? Yeah, we think about it on the outside. But again, Harley's quite good on the brakes and he's going to just get up the inside there. Fair play. Let him go. But for some reason, he's picked up a 2-second penalty, so there must have been some sort of contact there. We'll have a look on the action replay. Let's see here in the top right. Harley's going to be late on the brakes, and there must have been just a slight scraping, slowing it right down here. And yeah, just a brush. And that is one of the worst penalties I've ever seen in GT Sport, I have to be honest. And it's given me a bit of a dilemma now, to be honest, because I feel pretty bad about that. So Harley's still in the lead, but obviously he's not going to be in the lead in literally a few seconds, of no fault to himself. And I rate the move as well. I'd overtaken him on the outside and he just completely did me on the brakes. And we both left enough space for each other, so we're going to take first place here. But to be honest, at this point I'm feeling pretty bad. And let me know in the comments what you would do in this position. So we're on the last lap, only a few corners to go. You've seen the penalty for the other driver, he's taken it, he's ended up behind you. Let me know in the comments what you would do here. Because I'm going to do something that I've never ever done before. And I'm going to pull over here and let Harley go back past, because I just... Imagine if you were in his shoes and you get that penalty on the last lap of what's been a very good battle, and it just ruins it. It would leave a bad taste in the mouth, so I want to give the position back here. He's earned the win. It's not going to make a huge difference to the DR either which way for me, so that's the least I can do. But then Harley does something even more gentlemanly. Chivalry is not dead. And actually on the line, Harley himself braked, so I guess appreciated the gesture. But for whatever reason, it's going to give me the position back. Let's jump on board with Capapsi. Not even a mouthful. Capapsi, quite a nice name. In 10th place. Although I did see a penalty ahead there, so maybe he'll pick up... Yeah, he's going to pick up position on the line. So he's got 9th place. And he's a faster driver than me. So that's the point I wanted to make in qualifying. But on the penalty incident that happened with Harley, let me know what you would have done there. Was I too soft? In the end, I guess I've had the best of both worlds. I can sleep well tonight. And I've also got the victory. And you can see here when we go to the end of race lobby for a member, look at the red SR on the right hand side there. I know it was a mixed lobby, as daily race can be at this time of day, but just look at the red there. People going down to a lot of red S there. You know, Savetlio is an A+ driver, and didn't he pick up that 6 seconds out of turn 1? Crazy. Capapsi getting some heat in the chat, but you know, I feel for Capapsi because I've been in that position where I've been midfield, usually in FIA, and if you do feel like you're slightly quicker than the cars in front of you, it can be very difficult to get past without having a slight scrape or a slight brush, or there were different braking distances, different people braking at different points, essentially. And we saw with the penalty that Harley got, and we were racing pretty cleanly at the front, and there were only 2 of us. So if you add 6 drivers into the pack there, it's going to get messy. Anyway, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please do feel free to drop a like or subscribe if you want to. Otherwise, see you next time.